Papa's cooking corner. Cook with him today. Learn to make yummy Papa's cooking corner. Cook with him today. Learn to make yummy
Welcome once again to Papa's Cooking Corner. We have a special guest star, and I'm really excited about this guy coming because he is an excellent chef. I've sampled a lot of his cooking, and it was absolutely fantastic. So, here he is, my friend, Garrick Saunders. Welcome him.
Thank you, folks. It's a pleasure to be here. I am really honored to be working in the same kitchen here with Chef Riche.
Wow, I'm honored that he is on.
Today, what we want to do is we want to learn how to make a delicious homemade cherry pie, like the best one you've ever had. You won't be able to buy this in the stores, no matter where you go, to what bakery, or where you, AMP or whatever it is, or Metro. You'll never be able to buy a pie as good as this, I promise. This I made up myself. It's pretty simple, and it's maybe a little bit of cheating involved, but this is one time when it works, and it's just the products here, basically. Well, first thing, you need a jar of sour cherries. These actually are from Hungary, but you can buy them in just about any grocery store. Sour cherries, and they're pitted, and then a beautiful broth. This is Edie Smith cherry pie filling. I like Edie Smith, it's very good quality. But make sure you get the cherry pie filling. Don't get the cherry and something else with it, or the light and fluffy or stuffy. Make sure it says on it cherry. That's it, nothing else. The other thing we got here too is Pillsbury pie crust. There's 2 rolls of pie crust in here made by Pillsbury. And basically all you got to do is roll them out and make your pie. So we're going to get a few things set up here. Oh, and one last thing you need is an egg. Now, all we need out of here actually is the egg white. So I'm going to get Riche to handle that in a minute here. And of course, a nice deep pie plate. You want that as well. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to mix these two. We're going to get Riche to get me maybe a large spoon of some kind.
Large spoon.
Yeah. And the broth in here is really good. Riche wanted to use, he said it's a shame to drain this and give away all your broth. It's a sour cherry with a little sweetness in it, and it's something that you can use in smoothies. You can even drink. The other thing I do is I empty it into a saucepan and put it on the burner, and we let it boil away there for about 10 or 15 minutes, and it'll boil down to a syrup. So it becomes a very condensed, very high tasting cherry syrup almost, and then you put that in your cherry mixture, and it just gives you an extra 5 miles of flavor, and you're not wasting anything.
Can I go ahead and...
So you go ahead and pour that in there. And with those cherries, the odd time, you might get a pit in them, but whoever gets the pit gets an extra piece of pie. Usually that's the rule.
I'm going to look for the piece of pit. Just dump that in
Dump
there?
it in there. There you go.
That was easy.
Here we go. And then we take our...
Now, you want me to...
yeah, put it on the burner there, and you can bring it up to a medium boil there, and you can just leave it, you know. Don't have to even fuss with it. And until it gets down to the bottom, then you want to start giving it a stir. So here, we're just going to pour in...
Is that okay?
That's fine. Our cherries. All right, so that's all done. And so So just give it a little toss where you're combining the two different types of cherries. The canned cherries and the sour cherries. And you don't want to be too aggressive, you know, on that. You want to use a large spoon so you don't be breaking up or crushing the berries all the heck. And so that can sit there until we're going to add the juice of the broth from the cherries.
So how's it looking over there, Garrett? Is it starting to get thick?
Yes, it is. And so what I'm going to do in another 2 or 3 minutes is turn it down.
Well, you know what they say, Garrett?
What's that?
A watched pot will never boil.
Yep, you're right.
If the ladies are running out of wine,
If they're running out of wine, you'll hear about it.
yes.
Uh,
Now, Garrett, will there be enough cherries in there, or will there be a surplus?
No, there'll be enough. There'll be just the right amount.
Just the right amount?
Yeah, because you also want to have that cherry pie about that thick.
Okay. And when you bake this, will this rise at all, or will it just stay exactly where it is?
No, it's not going to rise because that's the importance of putting in the slots. So the heat and the steam goes through the slots in the crust. Because otherwise,
Yes, then you,
if you didn't do it, it'd be like a balloon.
right, but it's empty. It'd be full of air.
Yeah, it looks like hell.
Good to know.
When I got married, I did probably 3/4 of the cooking. I always cooked ever since Ann and I were married. I always planned and cooked all the big meals. The big turkey dinners, ham dinners, family get-togethers, parties, Christmas. I planned it all, shopped it all, and made it all because I wanted to. Now,
Wow.
and Sunday dinner, I always made Sunday dinner. I always made the kids breakfasts. I made their lunches for school most of the time, and I made probably at least half of the meals during the week as well. Because I like to cook. Ann was a good cook, but she wasn't thrilled about it. She thought he likes to cook. Let him go.
Now, Lola's got her eye on you. She's the best ever man she's looking for.
But when I go grocery shopping, I compare not just prices, but I compare qualities. I read ingredients. I'm always reading labels. And and even with vegetables and fruits, I'm very particular about. And I know what to look for. I've learned what to look for in a good apple versus a bad apple without even touching them. I can just tell by the color, by the skin. In 37 years of marriage, Ann went shopping at the most 5 times.
Wow.
37 years.
You're melting Lola's heart over there.
But it's just, I like to cook, but I'm very particular about what I'm doing, what I'm cooking with. I'm very particular about the quality, and I've learned a lot. I've made a lot of mistakes, but that's part of the learn. So whatever I've learned, it's been totally self-taught, and that's okay. And I've screwed up a lot of things, and I've learned a lot. But that's what I enjoy about cooking is learning. It's like dancing. If you stop learning, it's no fun anymore. But I'm ready to go whenever you want to go.
So you got your cooking glasses
I
on?
got my cooking glasses.
Now,
You're going to bring that over.
I gotta take this over. Now you take a look at this. Oh, can you see that?
Pure cherry juice boiled down to a syrup.
And if you remember what it looked like coming out of the jar,
It's very intense flavor. And that normally would be washed down the sink when you're draining your cherry down into a syrup. And then we add it to our cherry mixture here.
right, so I can just go ahead and pour
You
that
can
in
just
there.
pour it in any old way you want. And that just does nothing but add even more intense cherry flavor. So here we go to the next step. We've got our pie shell in here, nicely fitted and nicely glazed with the egg white. Now we put in the cherry filling, the whole thing,
And while he's putting the cherry filling in the pie, I'll put some more beer in my glass.
And we just spread those cherries out with a big spoon of some kind. Push them right into the corners, into the sides, and you're good. So there you go.
That's it.
Thank you there.
Okay.
And the last thing we do is we get our last roll of pie dough, and we're going to roll that out.
And you finish it.
I like to flatten it a bit, and I like to make it just a little bit bigger because I like to have a little overflowing to make sure that we join up the upper and the lower crust.
Nothing wrong with bigger.
That's right. You don't need to use any flour. Any kind of a surface top works fine. So we're going to put this on here, and we're going to center it. There we go. And again, so that's nicely centered, perfect. And then you just gently press it down. You want to press the edges into the rim. Okay, now join together. The upper and the lower is joined together by a little basting of the egg whites that we did. Okay, so now I get a knife and we start trimming off the outside here, just taking off all the excess.
Now, what do you do with all the excess?
I just pitch it. You're going to turn on your oven too at this time to 400 degrees. You're going to bake this pie for 45 minutes. Take our fork and go around and press the edges of your pie. What you're doing there is you're basically locking in and joining the two layers of pie crust together. Then we get the rest of our egg white, put it down here in the middle. Let's splash that on. Especially get the outside of the crust. We want to wipe down that crust as well with some egg white. Helps it bake, keeps it shiny and crispy and all that good stuff. So now, let's get a knife. That's the knife I use. And I put in little slits, and I'll show you what I do here. This is very important. These slits is what's going to help let the air out so your pie crust is not going to balloon up on you, okay? So I do lots of them. I probably put in 25 or 30 of them. And then I turn the pie 90 degrees, and I cross them the other way. So what you're really doing is putting a cross in your pie here. Then, last but not least, what I like to do, take about 2 tablespoons of sugar, or 2 teaspoons, pardon me, and just sprinkle a little bit of white sugar on top of the pie crust. And that is done. Your pie is ready to be baked at 400 degrees for 45 minutes.
All right, I'll ask the cameraman to come on over here and take a close-up shot of this pie.
All right, this pie's all ready to go in the oven right now. Chef Riche is going to take care of that. 400 degrees for 45 minutes.
And here it is.
Holy mackerel, that's fantastic. Amazing. I can't believe this. I'm really impressed, but then again, that's why he's a world famous chef.
Well, no, just not world.
World beat?
World, well, okay, we can put it. Yeah, we can use that word, I guess.
Okay,
All
so,
right.
so now all you need now is a plate here, folks. A simple plate. There you go. Okay, so let's cut a little slice of this pie. Well, see how it turned out. Let's get a nice picture of that.
Oh, that is beautiful.
Yes.
I would like to take it out to the audience and have them sample it.
Oh, okay. Well, let's get a couple of forks. Let's have these ladies try our pie and see what they think.
Thank you. It looks delicious.
Thank you, Chef Gary.
This one looks especially
Oh,
hungry.
yes, I know. It looks delicious. I can hardly wait.
Yes.
Mm-mm. Oh, boy.
Very nice.
Delicious.
Now that tastes like real cherries, not that,
Not that crap you get in the grocery
That's
store.
no,
That's a real cherry pie.
very.
Okay, what happened, Garrick?
I took one cherry out of the pie and I had the very one that had the pit.
My God. So you get the extra piece of pie. Oh, nice.
Grandpa's cooking corner, cooking